Audio. There we go. My apologies, guys. Sorry. Almost had it all set up. How are we doing, guys? Sorry. This is a whole new setup that I'm working on here. I've got my streaming deck and things in here. We actually have multiple cameras, so we can actually go ahead and go to different cameras, different feeds. And you know, guys, I am an idiot when it comes to technology, but I'm actually learning. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Miss Jackie, how are you doing tonight? I see Amrit. I see Joseph Hartley, my buddy Joseph Hartley. How are you doing, my man? We are here. That's better. Yeah. Let me know if I need to turn it up a little bit more. There's a lot of different things that are going on in here, and then I had this out yesterday while we were doing the live stream at the bar and things. So understand, I'm still learning all this stuff, but it's actually kind of really cool because we're going to be able to do a whole lot of stuff with this. Let me start this night by saying this much. Thank you. Thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, because you guys are helping me to live a dream. I know this is not ESPN, Fox Sports, or anything like that, but coming in here, sitting here, doing live streams, talking with you guys is like a dream come true. It was funny because E2 Blue yesterday was saying, you know, he wasn't really tied into YouTube like I was, and he didn't understand when my channel was shut down how bad that I felt. And I absolutely love this, but what I love more than anything else is actually seeing you guys. Joseph Hartley, shout out to Joseph. I'm glad Maya is doing better. Thank God she's doing better. You've been in my thoughts and prayers and stuff. But people like Joseph Hartley, he's actually sending me more Cowboys memorabilia that I'm going to use for giveaways to you guys. The whole channel is about spreading the mojo, and that's what we're doing, or I try and do and live that each day of my life. But when the channel was shut down, it wasn't so much that I couldn't talk about the Cowboys as it was I couldn't connect with you guys. I was getting emails from people, where are you at, man? I miss you guys. You know, I'm on a ship out in the ocean and I don't get my sports and stuff, you know, on ESPN on a regular. I could always pop through and watch the Joe Boo Sports Report, you know. Joseph would always say, hey, look, you know, I got problems and things like that. This is a break from doing that. And it was that more than anything else that I missed. And I have to thank you guys for helping me, because without your guys' help and support, I couldn't be doing the things that we're doing. So shout out to each and every one of you guys. And I'm getting long-winded and probably getting teary-eyed and stuff. But let's get on to the show. Guys, like I said, the season is a lot quicker. It's going to be here a lot sooner than you think. Time is rolling on through. I got this clock over 20 days ago. We're down to 191. The days are clicking out just like that. The combine starts tomorrow. Free agency starts 2 weeks from today. Well, legal tampering, I should say, starts 2 weeks from today. Did I hear about Dak's dog? No, I didn't hear about Dak's dog. What happened with Dak's dog? I missed that one, sorry. Victor, tell me what happened with Dak's dog. I hope nothing bad. I agree with Joseph. Let's see. I see G-Bake. I see JR214, Miss Jackie, Jose Vlogs, Victor. Oh, his dog got out and bit a neighbor. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's really not good. You know, oh, I'm surprised it's not like breaking news and stuff that's bigger than Robert Kraft and all that. Hey, oh, he bit, oh. It died too? The dog, but they put the dog to sleep? Oh, man, I missed that. Did Lucky, oh, no you didn't, with the Lucky Whitehead. Connecticut Cowboys. No, I did not hear about Dak Prescott's dog doing that. Oh, my goodness. Anybody know what kind of dog it was? Hopefully, hopefully the little boy's gonna be okay. I mean, that's, I'll be honest with you. You guys have seen Roscoe, Michael's dog. He's one of those old grumpy dogs too. And when people who haven't been here before come into the house, if they, you know, like our friend came into the house who comes to the house all the time, he didn't know her, just kind of snapped at her. So we have to actually watch, you know, where he is. And you know, and they're going to say, oh, pit bulls, they're all bad. Not all pit bulls are bad. It's a lot of it, because there's a lot of really nice pit bulls. If you meet my sister-in-law's pit bull, and you see Roscoe right there, I'm just talking about. She's got these big, fat pit bulls that are friendly. The only thing you have to fear with them is they're so fat that literally they will run you over and try and lick you to death. But yeah, that's not good. Damn it. Damn it, dog. Anyway, let's move on to 30 years ago today. Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys for $140 million. And at that time, they laughed at him. Oh my God, you paid $140 million for a losing franchise, a stadium that is just like in crap city, losing $1 million a month. Let's go to the videotape here and listen to our fearless leader.
Winning is the name of the game. That hasn't changed for 29 years.
Yes!
If anything, it's more intense than it was from the day we bought the team.
Bold, confident, successful. With a legacy as legendary as the team he owns. That's always been the story of Jerry Jones.
Well, I first met Jerry in 1960, the first day we both arrived on the University of Arkansas campus. On our first day, Jerry wanted to win me a teddy bear. He was throwing baseballs at milk bottles. He really wasn't having much success, and I looked around and suddenly he wasn't there. But soon he came back carrying the biggest teddy bear at the carnival and had even a bigger smile on his face. I later found out he had bought me that teddy bear. So this was the beginning of showing me Jerry's determination for not accepting defeat and always finding a way to win.
From his days co-captaining the 1964 Arkansas National Championship team to his purchase of the Dallas Cowboys in 1989, Jones has always found a way, and it wasn't always easy.
The day our family bought the Dallas Cowboys was a very difficult day. Dallas was just not really embracing Jerry, but Jerry was so excited, and he really knew he could find a way to make the team great and to make the fans be excited about a new Dallas Cowboy football team.
We must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game.
Amen,
he made
Jerry.
difficult
Amen.
decisions, changes on the field and off the field. In those first 3 years, I really think Jerry willed the team to win a Super Bowl.
Dallas, your Cowboys are the champions.
After the game, we were so excited. We were swept off the field and onto a helicopter, and we flew over the city of Los Angeles. Jerry looked at me and said, "Gene, our lives will never be the same."
Jones's Cowboys won 2 more Super Bowls over the next 3 years, solidifying their status as America's team.
The Dallas Cowboys lay claim to being the team of the 90s.
Are you having a good time now, Jerry?
But for Jones, success is defined by more than Lombardi trophies.
The biggest reward Jerry has in life is working with our children. He loves them. And I think that's why the Dallas Cowboys have achieved some of the things they have, because this family lives and breathes the Dallas Cowboys each and every day.
His business acumen, marketing talents, and negotiating skills help push the NFL to the top of the mountain in American sports.
It's not all about the Dallas Cowboys. He really wants the NFL to be at the very best they can be.
In his decorated career, Jones has worn many hats: businessman, champion, innovator. Now he'll slip into a gold jacket as a Hall of Famer.
All right, man. Fast forward to right now, the Dallas Cowboys are literally worth $5 billion. Talk about one hell of an investment. $5 billion. Can you imagine having something worth $5 billion? This is, I just can't even fathom. You know, I'm just happy when I got $50 in my pocket, much less to have something like that. But you got to give it to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones gets a lot of crap and everything else, that he's the worst GM in the world, and that the Dallas Cowboys, that they stink. We're never going to amount to anything. But I got to be honest with you. Take a look around. There's a whole lot of organizations that are in a hell of a lot worse shape than the Dallas Cowboys. And as much crap as he's gotten for being GM of the Dallas Cowboys, I got to look and say, you know what? Look at what we have on the field. We have gotten some of the best talent in the NFL. Our problem has not been getting talent. You can look at our roster, and I challenge you to say there's a roster that has more talent than the Dallas Cowboys. I honestly say that, because you look at New England does not have more Pro Bowlers or anything like that. They're a better team. They're a better coach team. But I'm talking from a talent standpoint. You cannot argue with the amount of #1 draft picks that we have that have been Pro Bowlers, that have been successful. Look at it. Take a look at the last 8 years. Victor, I'll get it signed for you. Don't worry. I'll add you to the list on it. I've got a lot of people that we got to put on there. And I appreciate it. We'll get to the shirt and stuff in a bit. But think about how many Pro Bowlers we've gotten in the first. Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, okay? You know, we have been hitting hard and heavy. You got Jalen Smith in there in the second round, Pro Bowler. You know, I mean, Sean Lee, if he could have stayed healthy, he'd been a Hall of Famer. But you've gotten talent after talent. Our problem is doing something with the talent. That part we just have not been able to get together. Hopefully we can start doing that sometime in the very, very near future. But
if everything's bigger,
we have to work on that part. You look at the stadium and the atmosphere. There's newer stadiums. I've been to Atlanta's. Atlanta's is a really nice stadium. I will give you that. Atlanta is incredible, but it don't hold a candle to AT&T. Atlanta Stadium is nice on the inside. It's got that whole jumbotron that's around, that iris that opens up and everything. But the atmosphere, the bars, the clubs and everything else, the memorabilia, the artwork and stuff, the whole atmosphere, the party thing. And that may be part of the problem for Cowboys. Yes, sir.
Which one did you like better for watching the game?
I liked watching at Dallas.
Because I'm not a fan of watching games there.
At AT&T? Okay, well,
I mean, it's a nice stadium, but that television takes away from actually experiencing the game.
When we were there at the last game, I didn't watch the jumbotron that much.
Okay, where we were last time, the seats were actually really good there.
I give it all right. So Michael's not a fan of AT&T, but the problem with AT&T Stadium, although this year we changed the narrative on it, was we never had a home field advantage. We never had the crazy fans like in Oakland. Oakland, you know, you've got Raider Nation. There is nothing to do but try and stay alive and watch the game. You go to Seattle, that thing is like being inside a jet engine, okay? Other teams can't hear. You go to FedEx Field, oh, they don't have a home field advantage. Forget that. Excuse me, forget about that. But the Eagles, you know that when you're there, you got to fear for your life. And I actually have going to a game, a Cowboys-Eagle game, on my bucket list. But it's at the end of my bucket list because I figure that may be the last thing that I'm ever going to be able to do, because when I show up there with Joe Boo, wearing my Cowboys gear, being loud and proud for my team, that it may be the end of my life. But in Dallas, we haven't had that. And as Charles Haley famously said, the Cowboys have built a home for losers. Amen. Because you get people, you know, they're in the dugout seats and stuff, you know, and those $10,000 seats and stuff. Those aren't the hardcore fans that are out there screaming their lungs out. They're there to be seen, to be part of the crowd. The rabid fans like me, you know, the broke ass ones, you know, we're up in the top of the stadium where, you know, nobody can hear us, or we're on the party deck. But for the first time in all the years that I've been going to Dallas, when we were at that Eagle game, that was the first time that I really felt the crowd take a hold of the stadium and really and truly get into it. Brian, I'm going to disagree with you. I've been to New Orleans Stadium as well. They're loud, but I'm telling you, nobody beats Seattle, although I haven't been to Kansas City. But I'm telling you, the way the stadium is designed is like a opera house. It's like two opera houses side by side. And what happens is the sound goes up and it reverberates back down. And the bleachers are hollow. So it bounces and echoes through there. Literally, when you leave the game in Seattle, your body feels like it's vibrating because it's literally been that loud. So that's one of those things that we as fans have to work on. But this year was the first time that I've ever felt like our stadium was really legit as a home field advantage. And like I said, I have not been to Arrowhead Stadium yet. Maybe I'll get to that one sometime before I die. I like that saying, man. We're not losers. We may be just balling on a budget, but not losers. Sandman, I'm going to text you later on tonight. I haven't heard back from my friend Deidre just yet. I may end up sending the shirt to you first in San Antonio, and I need to talk to you about, there's a lot, I think, okay, everybody, I kind of opened up a can of worms, I believe, with the shirt. I may have started something that's going to be hard to kind of keep up with. I thought that it was going to be kind of hard to just get enough people to want to sign the shirt and stuff. And there's so many people who are like, man, I got to sign the shirt. I got to sign the shirt. So we did a little autograph signing at Lucky's yesterday. And Lucky's is like a ghost town right now in the off season. But we ended up having, oh, you weren't there. We had about 15, 20 people that came through just to sign the shirt. And I've literally had people from England on across the country here that are like, send the shirt to me. So I want to try and get as many people as possible to sign it and so forth. So I know you're in San Antonio. So let me know, Sandman, if you're okay with like having a little meetup at a bar. Same thing, Miss Jackie. You think you might be able to do that? Because there are a lot of people that are like in different regions. Let me know, or just email me back and say, hell no, I'm not going to do that. Or, yeah, sure, I'd like to do that. But I want to make sure that you guys, it's someplace where it's safe because there's some crazy people out there and stuff. But we'll talk about that or I'll email you guys later on or text you guys later on. But we're taking the shirt, and those of you guys who don't know about it, we're taking the shirt and we're going to be sending it to Miss Jackie, to Sandman, to my friend Deidre. I need to send it out to somebody in California and LA and stuff. And people, I want to sign this thing and show people, or get all of you people together and give it to Dak Prescott and let him know that there are plenty of us out here who support him, because literally everything you hear about Dak is Dak's trash, Dak trash cut. You know, and I'd be honest with you, if I heard that much negative stuff about me, I'd probably lose my mind. But I want him to know we believe in him, and this number, I think, actually, this shirt, I think, fits perfectly with that. The power of 4, 4th round draft pick, his mother's birthday, his number, and this is him going into his 4th season. And, huh? I said, yeah, I said 4th round draft pick. So hopefully 4 will be our lucky number and that this will be the year and stuff. And I'm going to say this much. Somebody out there who is very, very close to Dak knows about the whole shirt thing. So he may have extra security in Chantilly for the autograph signing, looking out for me. No, but seriously. So we're going to do that too. And some other people have been asking me about the shirt and wanting to actually get the shirt. And if you order one, let me type it in here. Wait, let's see. Hold it. Let me hold it. Let me pull this up. If you want to order a shirt, if you want to order a shirt, you can, I've got a discount code for you. Wait a minute, let me look it up real quick. Hold on. It's Power 4, I think all capitalized, and that'll take 20% off of it. Let me see. Yeah, Power 4. Let me type this in here. Grab this. For 20%. So if you go to it, bam, okay. And let me get the, actually let me get the site. You know, I'm very much technology challenged. Oh, duh. I can't do it from here. I got to do it on this computer. If you guys had any idea how much stuff that I actually have going on, and knowing how technology challenged I am, it's crazy. I still can't believe that I actually can get this stuff to actually work. And tonight is actually the first time I'm using the streaming deck. Okay, so paste, bam. All right. So if you want to get one of the shirts, and I've got some different ones on there as well. If you use Power 4 promo, it'll take 20% off for you guys. So and the proceeds go back into buying the equipment and stuff that we're doing, and I've got a lot of stuff planned for this season. Now, in other news, speaking of other teams, the Oakland Raiders, are staying in Oakland for next season after all. They're no longer homeless, although with the moves that they made, you can best believe that the fans probably are like, you know what, you can go someplace. Giving up Amari Cooper and giving up Khalil Mack, those guys literally the dumbest moves almost ever. And now you hear John Gruden is talking about, you know, we'll do some more trades and this, that, and the other. You know what? This reminds me of, do they come in colors? Right now they're only in white, but because the site is new, but I think I can start doing them in different colors. I'll check on that and see. Actually, I'll get the wife to actually check on that because she set up the store and she could probably end up doing them.
Oh, you know who reminds me of? Chip Kelly.
Well, Chip Kelly, yeah. Well, Chip Kelly and actually Jerry Jones, the way Jerry Jones used to be in the draft.
No, Kelly screwed that.
And they did. And that's where right now the players don't know if they're coming and going and everything else. He has literally destroyed that team. They had actually a decent team, but I think he's trying to get out from underneath the shadows of being Tony Dungy's team that he took to the Super Bowl. No, Boomer Sooner, actually, they worked out a deal, and they're going to be staying in Oakland for next year and possibly the year after because the stadium doesn't look like it's going to be ready. Yeah, and I got to be honest with you. I think it's wrong that the Raiders are moving to Vegas. That's one of those ones, just like when San Diego moved to LA. That was the dumbest thing you could ever do. I'm sorry. People in LA don't care about football, professional football like that. You got the Rams. You know, listen, I've been to a lot of Super Bowls. I would say it was about 80-20 New England fans to Ram fans. They don't show. They don't care. And then to put a second team in there, San Diego's got a 35,000 seat stadium. They can't fill that up. And they were good. What's going to happen when they're bad? Nobody's going to those games. The people in San Diego, they supported the team. Okay, yeah, it wasn't a new stadium, and the city didn't want to spend a whole boatload of money for a new stadium. But you had a loyal fan base that now basically says, read between the lines. Screw y'all. And that's what's going to happen to the Raider fans. Now, will the NFL make some money? Because, oh, hell yeah. Because if you are a Cowboy fan and you want to go to an away game, you're going to go to Vegas. You're going to make it a weekend in Vegas. They will make a boatload of money off of it. But sometimes it's not all about the money. Oh, somebody's asking about Robert Kraft. Well, I tell you what, let's go to our junior reporter here and get our first thoughts on it, and then we'll talk about Robert Kraft here in a second. Yeah, thank you, Philly 500, for that update about Robert Kraft. Okay, so Robert Kraft, we'll get back to there was no audio? Oh, damn, no audio. I messed it up. Damn. Okay. I'm an idiot. Hold the phone. Damn. I'm sorry, guys. That was actually Philly 500. Damn, and I did. I clicked the wrong one off on that one. I am stupid. Okay, so I'm not going to play Philly 500 again. Sorry. I'll get him right the next time. So Robert Kraft has been charged with a Class 1 misdemeanor. Instead of a Class 2, it's a Class 1, which means it's actually a little bit bad. He's not going to serve any time in jail or anything like that, but what it does mean is he's going to have to appear in court, or at least his attorney's going to have to appear in court on the 24th, the day before the draft. So my thing is this: if the NFL, and this whole thing is kind of, when you start hearing the details, he was there before the AFC Championship game. So he was down there, went in there, went back in there, and got busted in his car. They got him and were like, hey, how you doing? And everything else. We're the police department and everything and yada, yada, yada. We got film evidence of you and so forth. And yeah, so it wasn't just kind of like I just happened to walk in there and, oh, I didn't know what was going on. They got video of him getting served. It'll be interesting. Am I doing a Robert Kraft? No, I'm not doing a Robert Kraft. No. It'll be interesting to see if the NFL does, in fact, do anything on that one. When you think about the conduct policy that they have for players, you know, is it going to be one of those cases of do what I say and not what I do? So I think they're going to have to try and do something, but I probably would say that it won't be anything more than a few game suspension and maybe a fine. But I'm thinking this is what I think really is that what the police department down there is going to do is use this to bring more attention to human trafficking. Make no mistake about it, getting him is the best thing for that police department to go ahead and say, listen, this is, you think it's innocent, you know, I'm just going in there and getting my business taken care of, but understand that these people were lured here with the, you know, pretense of being able to get a job and become American citizens. No sound? There's no sound? Are you guys kidding me? There's no sound on the broadcast? Or was that just, okay, because I'm showing up that I've got sound on my thing. Or are you just watching Mary Pasa, or are you just watching the video that I forgot to have the sound up on? Let me know if I'm not. But here's the thing. So you think it's, you know, just like you're watching porn or whatever else. You're not realizing where this person is coming from or how they got to where they're doing what they're doing. So they're going to use this to bring attention to human trafficking. And make no mistake, everybody thinks that human trafficking, because we were in Phoenix doing some stuff with United Way, making awareness about human trafficking. Make no mistake, you think that, oh, this is just something that happens in Thailand. No, this stuff happens in every city in this country. So this is an opportunity to bring a lot of awareness at the expense of Robert Kraft. And I got to be honest, how many of you are really crying for Robert Kraft right now? You know, I mean, he's got 6, right. And if anything, that'll make New England probably odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl again. So it is what it is. So I'm not going to bother with that too much. Take his team away? They're not going to take his team away. No. And quite honestly, there's 2 ways to look at it. There is your business life and the way he runs his business, and then it's kind of his personal life. And I'm not sure that you can really judge him per se because of, I don't know, you know, let's just stay away from that whole situation. But today starts everybody showing up at the combine. The players have all, you know, gotten their physicals and everything else. Tomorrow starts the workouts. You've got the owners, you got the GMs, you've got all the teams there together. So this is the opportunity for teams to start talking to each other. Is this why Trump wants a wall? Jose? They came from Thailand. They didn't come up through Mexico. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave that one right there. John Jones, thank you very much for the super chat. Now I lost my whole focus after that comment there. The combine. This is where teams are really made. And the fact that we don't have a number 1 pick, I'm okay with because of the player that we got instead. And I think we got 3 areas that we need to upgrade on our team. If we can get better play from our tight end. Blake Jarwin started playing really well coming on the season. We tried to do tight end by committee, and I don't think we really got that much out of it. Our numbers in the end ended up being similar to what Jason Witten was later in his career, but it wasn't really consistent. And most times when you try and do things by committee, it doesn't usually work. Because like they always say, when you got 2 quarterbacks, you really don't have 1. And so Connecticut Cowboy, here's your chance to go ahead. You wanted to call in tonight, so give me a shout out when you got a sec. And I think we either need to settle on Blake Jarwin being the guy or look to upgrade that position. And understand, to me, the whole thing with tight end has evolved. Tight end has become almost as important as your number 1 wide receiver. You look at what Gronk's done with New England. You look at with the Eagles. I'm having a brain fart and I can't think of his name right now. But tight end is really, really key. It's the guy that when you're blitzed, he's the security blanket, and we really have not had that relationship yet. Now, Blake Jarwin did have 4 touchdowns on the year, 3 of which were all in the Giant game, and he became that security blanket against the Giants. And we need more of that. So hopefully, and I say hopefully, we can upgrade there. The next place, safety. And the reason I say safety so much, because I had people when we were working in the workshop earlier today. Good, Joe. I'm glad you can hear me. I see Damian Cook. I see Miss Jackie. I see Graham Purdy. I see Brian. What's happening? Put your Cowboys hats on. Okay. All right. We'll get to Earl Thomas here right now. People were saying earlier, listen, we don't need Earl Thomas, man. We got Xavier Woods and we got Jeff Heath. I got you. And I'm okay with those guys. Jeff Heath, I think, is better coming off the bench and not having to be a full-time starter. That's just my personal opinion. Okay? I may be 100% wrong. I may be the village idiot, but that's what I believe. That we're better off being able to have somebody else in rotation. Kevon Frazier, he's a great Lewis, I'll get to that too.
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Connecticut Cowboys, can you hear me, my man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight, man? I know you sent me that
Doing
message
good,
earlier and
doing
said, man,
good.
you wanted to get up and talk about some things. What's the good word?
A good word's good, man. It's a nice Monday.
Uh-huh.
All right, so here's what I'm saying. I think the Cowboys need to sign Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
It needs to happen.
Really?
It needs to happen.
I never thought of that
It
one.
needs to happen. No, hear me out. Hear me out. This defense needs that extra spark. You've always said that.
Oh, my God, yes, a playmaker.
But how many times during middle of the season last year did this offense not click?
Oh, quite a few times.
I'm proposing possibly grabbing a wide receiver in the second pick, third pick overall.
Uh-huh.
If that happens, you get that balance to that defensive. You need that safety, that veteran guy.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Now you balance it out with the offense on the other side, giving Dak another weapon. Ezekiel Elliott, he ran the ball 304 times.
Yeah.
Gurley ran it 267 times. You can't run Zeke into the ground if you need to pay him.
Oh, I've said that myself too. I tell you what, I would actually like to see a third down back, a scat back, a change of pace guy. And if you look at Linehan, and this is where we hope that Kellen Moore is going to change things up. We ran him so much between the tackles, and you're going to wear the guy out. And don't get me wrong, he's got to get his touches, but there's times where you want to get him the ball in space where he's taking a one-on-one shot as opposed to having to constantly get pounded on by 290, 320-pound guys over and over again, because you're right, we are going to run him into the ground real quick if we don't.
I want to pay Zeke. I think he's worth it. He's a great running back.
Right.
It's just, you can't run him into the ground either.
You're right. You're 100%
I don't want to see DeMarco Murray, same kind of process. You know what I mean?
And it's funny.
It's just, you look at Dak and you say, here's your opportunity, to get that extra weapon. If you get another wide receiver, I like Jarwin. I don't think we have to go after Eifert or another tight end.
Well,
Stick to what you know. That's
true.
what this team does.
Well, true. That I'll give you that one, but you've got to be sure that Blake Jarwin is going to be able to continue what he had those last couple of games throughout the season, because that tight end is really, really key. To me, watching Dak most of the time when he's holding on to the ball, it was like he was looking for somebody to just break up. And at some of those times, he should have just thrown it out of bounds. But, Tony Romo had Jason Witten as that security blanket. When you've got that safety blitz coming in there, there's a spot on the field where it's going to be wide open, and Jason Witten was always there, that you could just dump it off and know that you're going to get a play, sometimes huge plays. But we just did not get that there. We did not have enough consistency between going from tight end to tight end to tight end to tight end. So if it is going to be Blake Jarwin, then they need to settle on him. I still believe that they screwed up with Rico Gathers by trying to make him into just a straight blocker and him putting on the weight. I think the weight actually screwed up his running ability, his timing, and everything else, and think that they need to let him kind of get back to his natural build and drop some of that weight and try and use him a little bit more that way. But definitely.
Just because you can jump really high doesn't mean you can catch the ball.
Yeah.
That's Rico Gathers' biggest problem.
True.
But yeah, I leave you with this one question. I'll hang up after this. Just to go back to the defensive side with Earl Thomas. You grab him, do you keep Lee? And I'll hang up.
Actually, here's the thing with Sean Lee, okay? We can't have him at $10 million cap hit. If you can get him to take a pay cut to come back, I would actually like to have him coming back, because he was a shell of himself. And the problem with bringing back Sean Lee as he was when we played him, his body just was not in shape and everything else. And we ended up just not hitting with it. That was their mistake, that they made the playoffs before. We had Morris Claiborne, who had been out for several weeks or several months, and you bring him in cold into the playoffs. But Sean Lee is like a coach on the field. He knows so much. He knows more than most coaches will ever know. And if you can get him in the rotation to keep bringing up Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch, he is going to make a big difference with those guys. And that's part of the reason why I think Earl Thomas is a better fit than, say, Landon Collins. Landon Collins is a great safety close to the line, stopping the running game. I will give you that. But in coverage, not so much. He's not that great of a cover safety, whereas an Earl Thomas is going to be able to mentor everybody else because he knows the system. This system is the system he's played in his whole career. So being able to take that, to be able to teach those guys the subtleties, it's like me working in the workshop with Michael. He can read it in a book or have somebody else kind of point him, but somebody who's been there, who's done it, can teach you the little things that make it easier. He can help them in real time, and I believe that that would be a better move for us. So, Deidre, I'll hit you up after the show, too. That's one of the stops for the shirts. Something happened here with David Irving. I'm trying to pull up real quick. Let me see. I wish I had my glasses here to read this. One thing, NFL players, if any of you happen to be watching or anything else, the best thing you can do is stay off social media. Let idiots like me make a fool of myself, okay? Don't do it yourself. But David Irving, last week, you know, he was basically acting in New York. You know, he could take time to go to New York and act, but he couldn't take enough time to come to the facility and rehab or work out with the team and be in shape. And in fact, ended up saying that basically he didn't know he wasn't part of the Dallas Cowboys anymore. So you're kind of wondering, what the heck? But I'm seeing, just getting this update here. David Irving, okay, somebody had posted him, please stop, you're embarrassing yourself. You've been given an opportunity that few can have, and you keep finding ways to blow it. Try being accountable and move forward positively. So that's what somebody commented to him. He came back and said, you can't tell somebody they're embarrassing themselves if they don't actually feel embarrassed. That's not my problem, laugh out loud. I don't care who does and doesn't have the opportunity. This isn't your life. Go take advantage of your own opportunities. Go make your own bad decisions. Live your life. There's no shame in my game. I failed a drug test because I smoked or smiled weed. S-M-I-L-E-D, weed. Smiled weed? Is that a new way of taking weed? I don't smoke weed. Smiled weed? Have you ever smiled weed? Okay. Any of you smiled weed? Okay. Laugh out loud again. He's thinking it's funny. Laugh out loud. Nobody forced me to smoke. Laugh out loud. Okay. So we smiled and we smoked weed. I'm very accountable of my actions, and I'm also very opinionated. You have the right to comment. I have the right to say fuck off. Wow. Okay. Breaking news, David Irving is an idiot. You heard it here first on the Joe Boo Sports Report. That's sad. That's sad. Wow. I'm going to say that's sad for a multitude of reasons, because there are people out there that would give up years of their lives to have the opportunity to play in the NFL. He had more God-given talent and just didn't care. Wow. Wow. So, what he just did with that tweet is send a message to every other team, the 31 other teams out there, that I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Forgive me, but it seemed basically is what he just said. He's admitting that I smoke weed and I don't give a F that I do. Wow. Okay. Moving right along then. Cowboys also won't be tendering Darian Thompson, so that's also news. And Earl Thomas, hopefully he'll get back, get the opportunity to play in Dallas. I actually believe that they're going to get a deal worked out. And I don't think he's going to get the $12 million that he was looking for. Coming off the injuries, I think he also really wants to play in Dallas. I know San Francisco also wants him as well, and he may want to play with Richard Sherman and stuff. But here's what I would say. If I were Earl Thomas, and I'm not Earl Thomas, if I was Earl Thomas, and I've already made a bunch of money and things, okay, I know I only have 3, 4, maybe 5 years at most left to play, okay? I got a ring. It's time to enjoy myself in football, and it's about the right situation. There's a lot of times guys will go ahead and take a job in the NFL because it's going to be the one that pays me the most, but it ends up being a nightmare. You never really feel like you're part of the team. You look at DeMarco Murray going to Philadelphia, it was about the money, and it wasn't that much more money than what Dallas was going to pay him. But to go through and deal with being with Chip Kelly after, you know, being a catch, no catch away from the NFC Championship, to go through that year where they weren't using you the way that you run, that you were a north and south runner, you were not a guy who was an outside runner, and that's what they tried to use you. It just literally destroyed him. You got paid, but are you happy about it? So I think Earl Thomas at this point looks at it and says, you know what? I love me some Chris Richard. I've had so much success working with Chris Richard that I'd like to rejoin him. I look at the Dallas Cowboys. They're a team that's young, much like Seattle was when they were going through their runs, and be a part of that and say, maybe we can make a run at winning that Super Bowl. And, oh, by the way, maybe we can stomp on Seattle on the way to the Super Bowl. David Irving in those Ben Abbott commercials. I don't know about the Ben Abbott ones, Boomer Sooner. I guess it's a weed commercial. You got any smiles on you? I got lots of smiles on me. It's just been kind of a serious night here. We've got, what's up, Edwin? How you doing tonight? You got, of course, Robert Kraft and prostitution. You got David Irving being a bum. You got Dak Prescott's dog biting a little boy. And it's just like, wow. Commercial is corny. Okay. What's happened in Phone Home Mahomes? Victor, you can try and work for yourself as a carpenter. The question is, can you get jobs and things just starting out? That's the hard part, is actually getting your name and stuff on there. What an idiot, or a lawyer. Okay. Just dog food. Okay. What's crack-a-lackin'? Yeah, Frankie, you're right. A lot of people did, and you know, and I think I was on that part thing that maybe we needed to cut ties with him, and he's coming back. But here's the difference right now with Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory basically never said, "I don't give an F," and that's what he's basically just done. Randy Gregory never showed up overweight and not in shape to workouts. He would show up and be, you can't show up. His head wasn't there. I give you that. He couldn't stay off the weed. I'll give you that. But, and that's an addiction problem and possibly a mental problem. Oh, Miss Jackie Rassing. The autograph signing is actually the last weekend in March, so it's like the 26th or the 27th of the month. So that's why we've got to get the thing going and get it signed and get it back here so I can present it to him. The way it's going to work, Miss Jackie, is actually the league year starts on March 13th, which is true. That's when they can officially sign. But you know the NFL, a date is just a date, because actually legal tampering starts on the 11th, which is 2 weeks from today. So 2 weeks from today at 4 o'clock, teams can officially start talking to agents about players and working out deals. They just can't sign them until Wednesday. So time's getting quick. So in between here and now, what you're going to start seeing, Michael Crabtree was actually released by the Ravens today. You're going to start seeing more and more players that are going to be released as cap savings. There's a couple teams that need to get under the cap, and there's some teams that need to create some cap room if they're going to try and get some free agents. So you're going to start seeing probably tomorrow a lot of players that are hitting the streets between now and, of course, March 6th. March 6th is another hard date, because that's the last day to put the franchise tag on players. So if the Cowboys do not get a deal done with DeMarcus Lawrence by the 6th, or franchise tag him, Philly 500's dream will come true that he will be a free agent. See, Victor, that comes with experience, man. I mean, I built this one 2 years ago. I built this one last offseason, and so I'm building the other one, of course. Then I can do this stuff in my sleep because I've been doing it since I was just a little kid. What's happened in my Cowboys family? Working on effort. Yeah, I've heard that they're interested in effort from the Bengals. I'm not mad about that one. That's definitely an upgrade. Definitely gives another person in the rotation. And if they do get him, then that means you might. I don't know if they keep Rico or not then, but we'll have to wait and see. Crabtree, no. Here's my thing. You created some cap room by getting rid of Terrence Williams. And you're probably going to do the same thing. I still think Allen Hurns is going to be gone. I think the Cowboys will look at that and say that's $5 million. So between the two of those, you're talking about $7 million you can create with space, just right there, just like that. I think Sean Lee will either be cut or will take a reduced salary. So we'll say that she'll be able to save maybe $5 million right there.
Call from.
You're on the Joe Boo Sports Report. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
From Baltimore.
Hey, just up 95 for me. How you doing? Who am I talking to?
Oh,
okay. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so what can we do for you?
I'm just calling to say I watch the show all the time with YouTube.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
I'm a real Cowboys fan.
So, how are you feeling about the team for next year?
Hey, I got faith in my team.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
I got faith in this guy, but
yeah.
But
yeah, I think I got a bad connection with you because it's really sounding kind of bad. But I appreciate the call. Thank you so much for the support. All right. Okay, bye. Yeah, it must have been just a bad cell or something in there because that sounded terrible. And actually, boy, time just flies by here. And I agree with you, Miss Jackie. It would be actually a bad thing to cut him because it's kind of like, you broke your leg. We appreciate it and everything else. And have a nice day. But the reality is, though, it's about the money. It's a business. And unfortunately, the problem with the NFL is when they're done with you, they're done with you. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be a future Hall of Famer and stuff. You've done great things for us. Great job. See you later. And that's why the players, I'm not mad at the players for trying to get as much money as they can either, because they will cut you. They won't pay you all your money. They will cut you in a heartbeat. So get what you can while you can. Wow. Miss Jackie, the time just flies by here. Make sure I'll email you back, Jackie, about details on the shirt. Sandman, same thing too. I got to get back in touch with you. In fact, Sandman, I think you got Marco Polo, so I may just Marco Polo you. That might be even easier. And I got to call my friend Deidre as well. It is a Patriots move, but here's the thing, Miss Jackie. Don't kill the messenger. Ryan Kirk, thanks for joining in, man. I'll see you later. And you say it's the Patriots' way. The Patriots don't keep winning Super Bowls. And the biggest problem the Dallas Cowboys had was during the late 2006s, 7s, 8s, and all that, Jerry Jones was paying people basically for one good year. Marion Barber, Jay Ratcliffe, Miles Austin. We kept doing all these big contracts for guys that ended up putting us literally in cap hell. Stephen Jones, don't play that too much. And he looks at it from a dollar and cents standpoint with his head as opposed to his heart. I'm not saying that it's right, but I think that they'll end up doing it. Money is money. And I think the thing is you look at it and you can say, okay, we could probably re-sign Cole Beasley, who was pretty effective and has been pretty effective. And if you've got Michael Gallup that you can put on the outside, you can put Cole Beasley in the slot sometimes. You can put Amari Cooper in the slot. You've now got a great wide receiving core and somebody who knows your system. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Edwin. So that's where you kind of look at that situation. Like I said, it's not right. It's a cold-hearted business, but it's just the way it is. Well, it's $5 million they save cutting out Hearns. I mean, and you can look at the same thing with Sean Lee and say, you know what, Sean Lee has been a warrior for us and everything else. Let's go ahead and do that whole contract as well. But it's like, no, they didn't do that. Des Bryant. It's not the first time you've let somebody go to save money. It's just the way it is. Support our president. Okay, Victor. Wow, I can't believe it's 10 o'clock already. What happened to the time, y'all? I hope, I'm going to leave you guys with one last thought here as we get ready to get out of here. I hope you guys leave me your comments on the changes that I'm doing with the set and things. If you like the multi-cameras and the media and things, I got to do some work on making sure that I have everything set up as far as the sound for the media and things. I still make a few mistakes here and there. Hopefully I'll get it right as time goes on. But I'm looking at really upgrading what we're doing and trying to do a lot more production work. We're going to be using a lot more of our DMV, Dallas Cowboys, E2 Blue, get Lawn Nation as well, Philly 500 and stuff, and start bringing you more and more content, hopefully, especially as the season gets here, and really take this to another level. But as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing on the Jobu Sports Report. And if you do want to order one of the Power 4 shirts, and I'll leave details where people are going to be to get the shirt signed. If you go to my Teespring site here, if you use POWER, all capitalized, POWER 4, right with it, that is the promo code, so that way you can actually get 20% off. So I appreciate all of you guys, and that's the Jobu store. Press enter, boom, and Power of 4. Let me type it out here so you guys can get your discount. And with that being said,
the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing.